Jamie and welcome to StoneDeadSwift, and this is our Suzuki Swift. As you can see, it's already been briefed on a little bit, but today I'm going to run you through what we've done so far, where we're going to take it, and what ultimately we're going to be doing in it, which will involve some rallying, some endurance racing, and a little bit of track stuff too. Welcome to our very underwhelming Swift Sport engine bay. As you can see, not much has been done under here so far. A couple of little red shiny bits, but otherwise pretty much as we found it. It definitely needs some help, so we are going to give it some. There's a few bits we need to do to bring the engine temps down, which is a big problem with these Swifts. We're going to get this battery out of the way, which is the first one, give us a lot more breathing space. We've got a nice new shiny carbon intake to replace this horrible lump of plastic. That's coming from motorsport, so hopefully that should bring us some power too. We're going to be getting it dynoed very shortly, next couple of days, to get a baseline power rating so we know exactly what it's actually doing under here, check the health of it, and then we'll see what any nice bits that we mold to it might actually do in terms of making it that little bit faster. The engine temps are very high in these engine bays. We're going to be getting the battery out of the way is the first thing on the list really. Get us a bit more breathing space. Free up some of these grills at the front so we get a bit more air going into it. We'll then be getting a nice new exhaust manifold on the front. That means that the oil cooler will need, oil filter will need to be replaced. So that's going to then get dropped out of that area so we can get the nice new headers down into the bottom of the engine bay. Connect up to a nice racy sounding exhaust. At least it might sound fast even if it isn't actually that fast in the end. A couple of other bits we need to do. We've got some coils from a K20 Civic that are going to go onto the back of the engine bay and hopefully give us a bit more spark, make it a bit more go. We are also going to probably look at doing some injectors, some fuel pump and maybe a cam later in the day. But to start with, we want to go for that nice reliable small gains. Potentially be doing endurance racing it. We don't want to push it too hard. We want to make sure that this thing is going to run for 8-9 hours with faultless performance. A few more bits that we need to do along the way, probably to get some more fuel and some more spark into it, but we might reach the limit of what the factory ECU can do. But we're going to get it onto the rollers to get a baseline power tune, then we'll go and see what it does after all those nice bits are bolted to it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get a few more horses out of it to go with it. So, the outside of the Swift, as you can see, a bit distinctive, not just the factory colour, but our sponsorship wraps from our endurance race that we were going to do last year. Unfortunately, the car didn't quite make it in time. So we've kept up the vinyls. They look pretty cool, makes a turn to your heads, and kind of works with the colour scheme too. We'll see we've got some nice aftermarket plates, and a nice big orange distinctive toe strap that goes on the front. Again, all just stuff that was ready for that endurance race that we didn't quite make it to. Outside otherwise, we're pretty factory, to be honest with you. Other than a bit of patina on the lights and the bumper, as you can see, with a few battle scars in the past, has got some Motorsport coilovers already fitted that we put on previously off camera, along with some nice semi-slip tyres, again, in preparation for that endurance race that it never quite made it to. Down the sides, we've got some funky stickers, but otherwise, again, pretty factory. As we get towards then the back of the car, there are a few more bits that you can see that we've obviously done. Motorsport factory racing spoiler. Doesn't really have any horsepower, but it looks quite cool, I can't lie. So that's going to stay on there just for, race car vibes. We have got titanium exhaust that we fitted. It is back box only at the moment. It will eventually be getting the midsection and the downpipe to go with it, but at this stage it's all there just for noise, unfortunately. But hopefully with the rest of the exhaust we will see a little bit of power coming out of that maybe. Delete the rear wiper, a few of the little race car-y bits like the toe straps and stickers. But that really completes kind of the walk around of the outside of the car as it is at the moment. We have got some nice racy bits to go on it. We've got a carbon bonnet, a couple of carbon wings that we took off a crash car, which I'll show you some clips of at some point. I was cutting that up and getting that ready. Nice cheap donor car, but lots of exciting bits that came from it. We've got a full set of Motorsport under braces, so that will help stiffen the chassis up even more after the roll cage, which you'll see shortly. But these are all factory Motorsport bits, and they're all very expensive, brand new, so nice to have the drop links, the front brace, mid brace and the rear brace as well. Should hopefully help us, particularly on the track stuff. This will hopefully just stiffen that handling up a little bit more, work well with the other Motorsport bits like the coilovers that we've already got, which will help a lot in terms of cornering speeds hopefully, but also will help when we want to fit underguards to it when we're doing rally stuff, because this is all great mounting gear to put those things to. So as you can see, we've got some nice exciting looking carbon bits. Once upon a time these were very expensive. Unfortunately the previous owner of our donor car decided that he didn't like them very much, or the car as it turns out. So there is a little bit of patina, shall we say. We will do a little bit of a video on us trying to repair this. Not sure whether I'll actually be able to do it, but we'll certainly give it a good go. I mean, it can't look any worse than it currently does, but these things are incredibly lightweight. So the interior of the Swift Sport, as you can see, we've already started ripping it apart. There is not a lot left of what was the Swift Sport in here. We have got a few bits like the butchered factory dash. We did have to butcher it a little bit to get this roll cage in. I am going to be making the dashboard whole again, so to speak. We've got the one from the Crash Swift that I mentioned earlier. This is all going to get stitched back together, tidy up all these bits and all these big gaping holes we had to put in, mainly to get this dash bar in, but also to get the uprights in. Stitches into the A-pillars here. Nice bit of bow tie down in the door. Proper cage this time. Our previous rally car left a little bit to reside in the cage department. Having seen a few cars go off a rally stage now, I know that I want a good cage, hence why we've got this beast in. This is what held us up from doing our endurance race last time. We didn't quite arrive in time and get installed, but I'm glad we waited because we've got a nice cage as a result. We also did the seat and the harnesses. These were all brand new, one of the few new parts you'll probably find on this car and indeed in most race car projects. Not worth skimping on this bit. Between this and your cage, this is what's going to keep you alive if you do manage to get into a bit of a shunt. So money's been spent on that, not been shortcutted, but well worth it. As you can see, the rest of the interior, there is not a lot left. Most of it is now gone. We have kept a few creature comforts like some blowers, but other than that, pretty much everything from the centre console is gone. This plate here was custom made. We've now got our isolator in here for our battery. A need for pretty much any motorsport, particularly rallying and in track stuff. They will want to see this, and it's nice and accessible from the centre console. We will be changing the rather boring factory steering wheel, get something a bit nicer in here alongside the pedals. We've also got a nice short shift kit, Monster Sport one, to go and replace the standard gear shifter, just to help us speed up that gear change, make it a little bit snappier. The rest of it, we're going to put this all back together, make this look a little bit more neat and tidy. But as you can see, the place is full of swarf, needs to be cleaned out properly. Some dry ice to get rid of the remainder of that insulation, and then we can get the cage painted, get this all looking nice and sharp, and then maybe another seat when we go towards some rally stuff later. But certainly for the endurance stuff and the hill climb we're trying to do in it, one seat is fine, so we'll be keeping it as it is for the moment. So we had a local company fabricate the cage in. It came as a kit set, but it was fitted by a local company who also did all of our lovely rear door cards, Lakeside stainless steel. Good friends of ours who help us out with all these kind of bits, stuff that's a little bit above our pay grade, to be honest with you. We don't have the welding gear, nor the knowledge, nor I have the ego that can take the embarrassment of pigeon chip weld. Probably wondering, what are we going to do with this fine specimen in the race car? Well, once we've done those bits that I've just been talking about, hopefully got a bit more power, hopefully made it cool a little bit better, and probably be a little bit nicer inside to be in, not full of swarf, not full of sound insulation, and generally just a bit cleaner and more put together. End result is, we're going to do an 8-hour endurance race, do the Lemons race at Highlands Racetrack in Cromwell, not far from where we're based in Queenstown. So join us on the journey, maybe we'll have a few little bumps and scrapes along the way, but fingers crossed it's smooth sailing, we can get some more power and have some real good fun with it. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Nice.